You ever watch a live game, see a goal scored, and wonder how in the world it shows up on your screen, like, instantly? It seriously feels like magic, right? Well, it's not magic, but it is an absolutely insane high-speed journey. Today, we're going to follow that signal, from the moment it leaves the camera to the second it hits your screen.
I mean, really think about that. 5 seconds. In the time it takes for the crowd to go wild, that single moment has to be captured, produced, and beamed across the entire planet. How is that even possible?
So, that's what we're doing. We're going to trace that signal's path. It is a high-stakes race against the clock that involves some massive infrastructure, a ton of split-second human decisions, and some seriously cool tech. Let's get into it.
Okay, so our journey kicks off with what the industry calls the first mile. This is the first and maybe the most critical leg of the trip. It's all about getting those raw, beautiful, uncompressed video feeds from all the cameras at the stadium to a central production hub. And that hub? It could be hundreds, even thousands of miles away.
So how does it travel? Well, the signal has a few different digital highways it can take. Satellites are still in the mix, for sure, but the absolute gold standard these days is fiber optic cable. Why? Because the amount of data in a 4K broadcast is just gigantic, and fiber can handle it. We're also seeing more and more IP networks, basically using the internet thanks to some clever tech called SRT that we'll talk about in a minute.
So just how much data are we talking about? Well, get a load of this. For Italy's top soccer league, Serie A, each stadium is connected to their main broadcast center by 2 separate fiber optic lines. Each one of those lines has a capacity of 20 gigabits per second. That is a colossal data pipe, just for one game. And the most important word there is redundant. They have 2 of those monster pipes for a reason. If one connection fails, some construction worker accidentally cuts a cable, the broadcast just flips over to the backup path instantly. You'd never even know. That is the safety net that makes sure your screen doesn't go black right as the game-winning penalty kick is being taken.
And what's really cool is that there's no single way to do this. Everyone has their own model. Serie A, like we said, centralizes everything into one giant hub. But then you have the NFL, which does the complete opposite. They use a totally on-site model with these massive production trucks parked right outside the stadium. I mean, these things are basically high-tech broadcast centers on wheels. And the Premier League, they do something in the middle, a kind of hybrid model.
Okay, so I mentioned SRT earlier, and you gotta know about this. It is a total game changer. It's an open source protocol that lets broadcasters send perfect, stable, high-quality video over the regular old internet. And you know how unpredictable the internet can be, right? This tech makes it reliable, and that is opening the door for all sorts of flexible and cheaper remote productions.
So, the signal has made it through the first mile. Its next stop is the production hub. You can think of this place as the nerve center, the brain of the whole operation. This is where dozens of raw camera feeds pour in, and where the chaos of a live game starts getting turned into a story you can follow.
And right at the heart of that nerve center, you'll find a person, the director. They're sitting in a dark room surrounded by a wall of monitors, and their job is to choose, second by second, exactly what you see at home. They are literally telling the story of the game as it unfolds, in real time.
And this is their instrument. A production switcher like this Grass Valley Cayenne is an absolute monster. It can handle up to 192 different video feeds coming in at once. But where it gets really crazy is with its mix effects, or MEs, and its keyers. Think of an ME as a mini engine for creating transitions and effects. And the keyers? They let the director stack layers on top of the video, like stats, graphics, you name it. This one machine can stack 6 layers at a time on 9 different engines. The creative power here is just immense.
So you might be asking, why would you ever need 192 inputs? Well, every single camera, every replay machine, every graphics system, they're all individual inputs. Having them all at your fingertips is what lets a director instantly cut from a live play to that one perfect slow-motion replay from that impossible angle. It's what makes a good broadcast a great one.
Now, the secret sauce that lets all this gear in these modern hubs work together is a standard called SMPTE ST 2110. It's basically the technical rulebook that allows uncompressed video, audio, and all the associated data to just fly around the building over a standard computer network. It is the glue that makes these incredibly complex remote workflows even possible.
Okay, so the director is cutting the shots, but we're not quite done yet. The feed is still a bit raw. The next step is where the team adds all the other layers of magic that make a broadcast feel, complete.
It really is like building something layer by layer. You start with the director's cuts of the raw camera feeds. Then you add in the replays. On top of that,
Go the graphics, the score bug in the corner, the player stats. Then, and this is wild, they often integrate virtual ads right into the scene. And finally, you mix in the commentators and all that amazing stadium sound. And it's pretty mind-blowing how much of what you see on screen isn't actually there in the stadium. You know those ads you see on the carpets next to the field? A lot of the time, they're virtual. Those cool tactical diagrams that get drawn on the pitch? That's augmented reality. And of course, the most famous one of all, that yellow first down line in American football, it's all added digitally in real time to the broadcast feed.
And if you want to understand the truly global scale of these operations, just think about this number, 16. That's how many separate commentary booths they have at that Serie A hub in Italy. It lets them produce live broadcasts in Italian, English, Arabic, and a bunch of other languages all at the same time, creating custom feeds for different parts of the world.
All right, we are on the final leg of the signal's journey. It's been captured, produced, polished, and now it's a finished program. It's time for the final handoff. And after that, we'll take a quick look at where all this tech is headed.
So this finished product, what they call the world feed, gets encrypted for security. Then it's sent out one last time, again over fiber or satellite. Its final destination? The broadcasters who actually show you the game, companies like DAZN, Sky, or ESPN. They take that feed and handle the final delivery to your screen.
So, what's next? Well, today is all about these big physical hubs and on-site trucks. The future, it's all about moving this entire process into the cloud. We're also shifting away from a one-size-fits-all broadcast to things like AI-driven personalized feeds, maybe letting you pick your own camera angles or which stats you see.
Which leads to a really interesting question. As all these incredibly powerful production tools move into the cloud, where you can access them from anywhere with a good internet connection, does the director of the future even need a control room? I mean, could the next great sports director call the shots for the World Cup final from their living room?
So, the next time you're watching a live game, just take a second to think about the signal's journey. It's this incredible, high-speed dance of technology and pure human skill, all working in perfect harmony. A symphony, really, just to get that single moment of action from the field to you. Pretty amazing.